Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A hard thickening of the skin, especially on the top or sides of the toes, caused by the pressure of ill-fitting shoes. Tall annual cereal grass bearing kernels on large ears. Widely cultivated in America in many varieties. The principal cereal in Mexico and Central and South America since pre-Columbian times. Ears of corn that can be prepared and served for human food. Whiskey distilled from a mash of not less than 80% corn. Feed cattle with corn. Great Britain. Any of various cereal plants, especially the dominant crop of the region, wheat in Great Britain or oats in Scotland and Ireland. Preserve with salt. Corned beef. Something sentimental or trite. That movie was pure corn. The dried grains or kernels or corn used as animal feed or ground for meal. A hard thickening of the skin, especially on the top or sides of the toes, caused by the pressure of ill-fitting shoes. Tall annual cereal grass bearing kernels on large ears. Widely cultivated in America in many varieties. The principal cereal in Mexico and Central and South America since pre-Columbian times. A strong yellow color. Tall annual cereal grass bearing kernels on large ears. Widely cultivated in America in many varieties. The principal cereal in Mexico and Central and South America since pre-Columbian times. Tall annual cereal grass bearing kernels on large ears. Widely cultivated in America in many varieties. The principal cereal in Mexico and Central and South America since pre-Columbian times. Ears of corn that can be prepared and served for human food. Whiskey distilled from a mash of not less than 80% corn. Whiskey distilled from a mash of not less than 80% corn. An area of skin that is thick or hard from continual pressure or friction, as the sole of the foot. Bony tissue formed during the healing of a fractured bone. Botany. An isolated thickening of tissue, especially a stiff protuberance on the lip of an orchid. Cause a callus to form on. The long march had calloused his feet. Form a callus or calluses. His foot calloused. Devoid of passion or feeling, hard-heartedness. An area of skin that is thick or hard from continual pressure or friction, as the sole of the foot. Grass whose starchy grains are used as food. Wheat, rice, rye, oats, maize, buckwheat, millet. Grass whose starchy grains are used as food. Wheat, rice, rye, oats, maize, buckwheat, millet. Foodstuff prepared from the starchy grains of cereal grasses. A breakfast food prepared from grain. Made of grain or relating to grain or the plants that produce it. A cereal beverage. Foodstuff prepared from the starchy grains of cereal grasses. The physical composition of something, especially with respect to the size and shape of the small constituents of a substance. Sand of a fine grain. Thoroughly work in. His hands were grained with dirt. Form into grains. Become granular. A weight unit used for pearls or diamonds. 50 milligrams or 1/4 carat. Dry seed-like fruit produced by the cereal grasses, e.g. wheat, barley, Indian corn. Foodstuff prepared from the starchy grains of cereal grasses. 1/60th dram equals an avoirdupois grain or 64.799 milligrams. 1/7,000th pound equals a troy grain or 64.799 milligrams. A cereal grass. Wheat is a grain that is grown in Kansas. A relatively small granular particle of a substance. A grain of sand. Paint, a surface, to make it look like stone or wood. The direction, texture, or pattern of fibers found in wood or leather or stone or in a woven fabric. Saw the board across the grain. The side of leather from which the hair has been removed. The smallest possible unit of anything. There was a grain of truth in what he said. A liquor made from fermented mash of grain. A liquor made from fermented mash of grain. Food for domestic livestock. Taken food, used of animals only. Profit from in an exploitatory manner. He feeds on her insecurity. Give food to. Introduce continuously. Feed carrots into a food processor. Provide with fertilizers or add nutrients to. Move along, of liquids. The Missouri feeds into the Mississippi. Gratify. Feed one's eyes on a gorgeous view. Feed into. Supply. Her success feeds her vanity. Provide as food. Serve as food for. Be the food for. This dish feeds 6. Support or promote. Be the cause or source of. Give entirely to a specific person, activity, or cause. Give one's talents to a good cause. The elasticity of something that can be stretched and returns to its original length. Transmit, knowledge or skills. Give a secret to the Russians. Move in order to make room for someone for something. Bestow. Give homage. Give food to. Don't give the child this tough meat. Give or supply. Convey or communicate. Of a smile, a look, a physical gesture. Be flexible under stress of physical force. This material doesn't give. Contribute to some cause. Bestow, especially officially. Give a divorce. Dedicate. Give thought to. Break down, literally or metaphorically. Place into the hands or custody of. Organize or be responsible for. Give a course. Bring about. Convey, as of a compliment, regards, attention, etc., bestow. Give the orders. Afford access to. The French doors give onto a terrace. Give or convey physically. Give as a present. Make a gift of. What will you give her for her birthday? Endure the loss of. Cause to happen or be responsible for. Accord by verdict. Give a decision for the plaintiff. Allow to have or take. I give you 2 minutes to respond. Cause to have, in the abstract sense or physical sense. Consent to engage in sexual intercourse with a man. Convey or reveal information. Deliver in exchange or recompense. I'll give you 3 books for 4 CDs. Emit or utter. Give a yelp. Estimate the duration or outcome of something. Execute and deliver. Give, as medicine. Guide or direct, as by behavior of persuasion. Inflict as a punishment. Leave with. Give temporarily. Can I give you my keys while I go in the pool? Manifest or show. This student gives promise of real creativity. Occur. What gives? Offer in good faith. Perform for an audience. Present to view. Proffer, a body part. Propose. Submit for consideration, judgment, or use. Give one's opinion. Transfer possession of something concrete or abstract to somebody. Can you give me lessons? Maintain in safety from injury, harm, or danger. Fruit preserved by cooking with sugar. Keep in safety and protect from harm, decay, loss, or destruction. We preserve these archaeological findings. Keep or maintain in unaltered condition. Cause to remain or last. Preserve the peace in the family. Prevent food from rotting. Preserved meats. To keep up and reserve for personal or special use. A domain that seems to be specially reserved for someone. Medicine is no longer a male preserve. A reservation where animals are protected. Keep undisturbed for personal or private use for hunting, shooting, or fishing. Preserve the forest and the lakes. The main tower within the walls of a medieval castle or fortress. Maintain by writing regular records. Keep a diary. Conform one's action or practice to. Keep appointments. Continue a certain state, condition, or activity. Maintain in safety from injury, harm, or danger. May God keep you. The financial means whereby one lives. Each child was expected to pay for their keep. Behave as expected during of holidays or rites. Prevent the action or expression of. Keep your cool. Stop someone or something from doing something or being in a certain state. Retain possession of. Can I keep my old stuffed animals? Supply with necessities and support. There's little to earn and many to keep. Stick to correctly or closely. Keep count. Retain rights to. Keep my job for me while I give birth. Fail to spoil or rot. These potatoes keep for a long time. A cell in a jail or prison. Prevent food from rotting. Keep potatoes fresh. Cause to continue in a certain state, position, or activity. E.g., keep clean. The students keep me on my toes. Maintain for use and service. I keep a car in the countryside. Allow to remain in a place or position or maintain a property or feature. The family's fortune waned and they could not keep their household staff. Have as a supply. I always keep batteries in the freezer. Hold and prevent from leaving. Look after. Be the keeper of. Have charge of. He keeps the shop when I am gone. Raise. She keeps a few chickens in the yard. Store or keep customarily. Where do you keep your gardening tools? Supply with room and board. He is keeping 3 women in the guest cottage. Falsely emotional in a maudlin way. The physical property of being soft and drippy. The property of having the thickness of heavy cream. Falsely emotional in a maudlin way. Insincere pathos. Falsely emotional in a maudlin way. A mushy pulpy softness. Falsely emotional in a maudlin way. Falsely emotional in a maudlin way. Extravagant or affected feeling or emotion. A lack of order and tidiness, not cared for. The wetness of ground that is covered or soaked with water. The sloppiness of a rainy November day. The quality of not being careful or taking pains. Falsely emotional in a maudlin way. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. The inner and usually edible part of a seed or grain or nut or fruit stone. Black walnut kernels are difficult to get out of the shell. A single whole grain of a cereal. A kernel of corn. Corn having small ears and kernels that burst when exposed to dry heat. Small kernels of corn exploded by heat. Corn that can be eaten as a vegetable while still young and soft. A corn plant developed in order to have young ears that are sweet and suitable for eating. Corn having small ears and kernels that burst when exposed to dry heat. A corn plant developed in order to have young ears that are sweet and suitable for eating.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.